Hello, welcome back. Jayborino here, continuing Warcraft, Orcs and Humans. It's a Warcraft 1 Remake, Chapter 3, The Strength of Faith. So, in the comparable Orc mission, we got Necrolytes, so I assume we will get Clerics this time, which is quite exciting because Clerics, I feel, are going to be so much better utility-wise. I feel like with Orcs, we were always bleeding units as we were defending. Clerics will be able to heal up our units in between enemy attacks. Very exciting.
With Black Hand's raiding parties routed, now is the time for us to secure a lasting peace in the area around Grand Hamlet. You must seek out the Orcish outpost of Kairos that lies deep within the Swamps of Sorrow and destroy it.
Okay.
Yes, my lord.
Well, let's get mining. Our gold mine is right down
Yes, my
here.
lord. Righto.
There we go. One thing about a lot of these early missions, you'll notice, is just the distinct lack of early resources. That's the hardest part. You gotta just get going. Once you have that consistent income and you mine out your first gold mine, you got enough lumber to get all your tech structures, it's typically a bit of a breeze, but it's really just hard to get to that point. Okay, let's get one more peon peasant on gold. I'm never gonna get that right. I might even want to put 2 on lumber, to be honest. In fact, I definitely will, because we need lumber, because we need to make a barracks, and once we make the barracks, we're going to need more farms. So we just need a good chunk of lumber, because we're going to use 500 just for the barracks. And then if we want to make any more combat units, we need to, well, first let's scout around, but then we're going to need more farms if we want more combat units in general. So let's just make a big circle around our base. In fact, let's just wait here and send one fellow out and about to look around. Again, we want to uncover as much of the map as possible. Always a good idea. Okay, let's go ahead and make our barracks. That's a good spot, I'd say. We want to uncover literally as much as possible because the enemy does like to circumvent some areas of the map, as we've seen in the Orc campaign. It's actually really cool that they do that. You just have to be prepared for it. And we also have to scout out where our second gold mine is, which I think is somewhere over here to the left. I don't quite remember. Okay, that's done. We can go ahead and get our farm right now, which will allow us to get a bunch more. Let's go ahead and turn these on defend. Yep, it was a spearman. That's good. And now there are necrolytes coming to attack us too.
Work completed.
So I assume he's going to raise some skeletons, indeed. So get on up there. Okay, defend not going to help too much there. So we want to get a mill pretty much as soon as possible. Let's go ahead and get more on lumber and make 2 more peons. Peasants, never going to get it right, never will. Okay, but we do have our barracks. Okay, and I would like to do even more scouting. I'm trying to just pick out, like, my weakest unit. I feel like that's probably for the best. Okay, the enemy base is up in the upper left. I don't actually remember if there was a river in between them and us this time or not. To be honest, I just don't remember. I looked at this map, then I got up and had something to eat and came back, so I don't really even remember that much. Run! Run! Get out of there. That was wasteful. Let's get another footman.
There are enemies nearby.
Let's get another peasant. And a mill is 500, I think, so. Okay, this is fine. Yeah, a mill is 500, plus we need more. Plus we're going to need more lumber to make more crossbowmen, archers. So they're doing 6 damage. I think spearmen do 4, so I guess that's our +2 damage right there that we're seeing. I'm not 100% sure about that, to be honest. Okay, pretty good. And again, we have some pretty good vision on the map now. Okay, let's make that mill right there. And let's take another footman and just scout up the right side of the map again in case enemies try to circumvent us in some fashion. Okay, and we definitely need more lumber. Mill will complete and we'll have enough money to right away grab. We'll have enough money to right away grab +1 arrow strength. I don't remember if +2 is even available at this point. Okay, he's dead. Let's come on down here. What do we have coming in? A grunt and a necrolyte. I gotta check the objectives. Destroy the orc outpost. Still washing away orcish blood after the onslaught at Grand Hamlet. You must now face up against Kairos' slayers. Among the Swamps of Sorrow, where even the dead won't take a rest, it will take more than just armor and sword. Okay, meaning make some clerics. Need a hand? Use cleric's healing spell 50 times. Well, let's get some clerics. I think that's going to be my next thing here. Northshires offer the aid of their clerics for your cause against the dark power of the Orcish Necrolites. Show them that you really needed their help so that they may bestow some additional powers to their students. Okay, let's get in there then. And how much lumber do we need for a church? 500. Okay, so a couple more returns. I was thinking even if I were to put more peons on lumber, it would still take 2 more returns anyway, so no point in extras, in my opinion. I think I'm gonna go and get arrow strength right away. Totally worth it. And I need more farms. Okay, that poor fellow got caught out. I'm glad I scouted up here because you can see they're coming around this set of trees. Again, as much scouting as we can do, the better.
The orcs are approaching.
Defend. Yeah, not in there. So, comparable to how humans attack more during the day when they are the enemy AI, now the orcs will attack more at night. Right, orcs more at night. So we have to be prepared for that. It is nighttime, which means probably just focus on building units right now, because if we don't, we're going to get totally fucked. We need 1 more return of lumber to get more farms. Turn on defend because we have units coming in. And they are spearmen, which is good, kind of. Again, it's kind of Warcraft 3 habit to try to move units out getting attacked, but in this specific instance, like I talked about last mission, they do not let up. They really don't. They just keep focusing whatever unit. So you might as well just commit. You might as well just commit with whatever units you've got. I would love to get a church. I'm gonna get 1 more archer because we've got that 50 leftover lumber. Okay, come on down here. Excuse me. Come on down here. We'll put you on lumber. That's fine. So we've got gold, so let's get some peasants. Some more peasants. And another footman. I do need to scout out another gold mine. I really thought there was one over here, but I don't remember now. Let's check down here. Also, it'll allow us to scout out the map just a little bit more. Seems like there can definitely come from 2 directions here.
On my way.
This footman probably wasn't going to contribute too much anyway, so now this is a way that he can contribute more than he'll ever know. Okay, we got our +2 for crossbowmen, which is incredible. They're going to be so much better now. 300 lumber, 400, 500. There we go. So let's get that church. Maybe we can actually save that footman if we get a cleric out in time, and we have to heal enough times to get our bonus objective anyway. I wonder what it's going to be. I don't even recall what it was. I don't really recall what it was. We don't need to defend here. For mission 3 of the orcs. Don't quite remember. Actually, Necrolites I find to be quite easy to deal with. Their auto attack is honestly the most troubling thing that they can do. Which is good against our footmen. But otherwise, I mean, the skeletons are just not good. So unless we are on the cusp of losing already, and, you know, I might eat my words here, skeletons may eventually be the one thing that really causes us to take tons and tons of damage and lose. But that, again, that's only really if we're not prepared for them at all. Okay, I need more lumber still. Okay, let's get rid of this fella. Come on over here. I don't see it now. I'm not sure what's summoning those skeletons. It seems like they're getting summoned from like across the map, which is quite interesting. All right, cleric, get up here and start healing, buddy.
Right away.
All right, hold position. Now, similar to Necrolites, I assume they will not cast that spell. They probably won't cast that spell unless you have you're on hold position. If they're on an auto attack, they won't do it. All right, make a bunch of archers. And in the meantime, get some clerics. That's a lot of clerics, and you know what? We'll use them. We'll use them. Keep healing on, buddy. Okay, get on in there, and here's an instance where defend is so good, and we kept the footmen alive because we've got some healing. Okay, turn off defend. We've got more of these coming out, and they're just going to keep casting that on. I assume I don't have to automatically cast it. I would hope not. Gold mine's running low. Have not found another gold mine. They don't really attack me from the right, so I assume that the enemies can only get to me from over here. We're just going to have to do some extra scouting here pretty soon. Build more farms, need more lumber. It's always lumber. I mean, we have more than enough gold, so we might as well just put these fellas all on lumber right now. Or just a couple of them at least. Might as well try to finish the healing portion of the optional quest. So that we can Gold mines collapsed, so that we can get whatever bonus we're going to get for that. I think it gave my Necrolites
What ails you?
Dark Vision? No, I think they got that no matter what. I think they got Dark Ritual for it. I don't remember.
Is my aid required? Is someone
Okay.
injured?
Come on now. Cast your heal. There we go.
Is my aid required?
And 50 times for that. I think if we just get a shit ton of crossbowmen, we'll be able to win here pretty handily. Okay, I would actually, though, really like to find... I need a lot more wood, and I would like to find another gold mine. I guess let's go scouting out a little bit here. That's all we need to focus on.
Yes, my lord.
Meanwhile, we'll just get farms.
Go then.
Okay, here comes an attack. Everybody move on over here.
I am
There
your
are
servant.
enemies nearby.
Of course.
You guys just hold position in the back. We don't really even have to. Our crossbowmen can kill most things before they get to us, including spearmen.
Work complete.
That's pretty good. Okay, I guess let's just keep looking. Still no... Okay, okay. All right, run, footman, run. You can make it and get home and get healed up, and that's how we save a ton of money. That's why I think the human campaign is going to be mildly easier, just because we can heal our defending units and that they... I mean, once we get to enemy catapults, that's not going to matter, right? That just won't matter at all.
Someone injured. I am your servant.
Okay, I wonder how many times we've casted this. How many times we've casted heal and how close we are. I'd really like to find that other gold mine. I really thought when I looked it was like right over here. It's probably just outside my field of vision. Meanwhile, just keep making more archers, crossbowmen, whatever.
More work.
Okay, and more farms. We probably have a large enough army here to win. This is a lot of crossbowmen. There is the gold mine. Let's scout around it, just because if we take it, I just want to make sure that we won't get completely fucked
Work
by
complete.
some incoming enemy attack going a really weird way. Did we have enemies come down here? If they did come this way, it seemed like they took a really long way around. It seems like most enemies are coming from up here. So I assume there's really no way they can get to us. Might as well just sacrifice this unit a little bit by running around. Once we get knights, and maybe there's like a mount speed, like there was wolf speed for orcs, it's a lot easier to scout.
Say the word.
All right, orc, fuck off. Is this their base?
On my way.
Have we just found their base? It seems like that's just their base, but I really can't be sure. I guess let's go ahead and send these guys over. Those... Oh no, okay, that's just another attack. Yes, they do come from this direction. Let's send all these units over here. Peasants, why don't you turn around for now? It's not worth running you into enemies. Okay, now we've got a lot of lumber, which is great.
Ready to work.
Okay, we're getting healed up.
Are approaching.
Again, do I have to spend the money to cast heal? Like, do I have to cast it purposefully?
What ails you?
Because I don't know how many times I've used it. I could manually hit my own units to cause it to happen. But for now, we're just going to sit around. So, like, what I could do is this. If he hits, ever. There we go. And just have them use it. Okay, let's get back here. Okay, they're healing themselves, and they're going to attack. Again, skeletons were good, and they definitely turned the tide for us. But definitely not this good.
Is my aid required?
I mean, I just don't know if we have to be focusing on casting that.
More gold is required.
Nah, I just don't know.
More
Okay, let's
work.
get one more farm.
Off I go then. More work. Yes, my lord.
Got a big old group of units here. I just want to make sure I get that optional quest. I didn't finish it already, did I? Yeah, 50 times is a lot.
What do you need?
Let's just,
Attack!
Work completed.
Orders.
let's say, someone gonna heal him or what? Do it again.
What do you need? Yes, my liege.
Attack this guy now.
Aye, my lord. Orders.
Attack.
On my way. To
I guess we're just gonna miss 8 million times. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, let's move up here.
What ails you?
Clerics now have the Holy Lance passive ability, which increases their attack range and slows enemies for 5 seconds. Okay, so that's really only if we end up auto-attacking with them, which I'm going to try not to do.
To work.
Okay, meanwhile, let's get more footmen and rally them up. There's another gold mine.
Orders.
Now I have to find where the enemy base is. It seemed like it was over here.
Yes, my liege.
Okay, let's move up, and I would like to...
Ready. Say the word.
I only have 1 footman in here. We're gonna have to get some more. But I think this is good. Let's go ahead and quick save. There might be another enemy attack coming soon. It's also daytime, so we have a distinct advantage in that the enemy isn't building and attacking as frequently.
What ails you?
Got these guys hotkeyed so we can go ahead and put them on hold position. Holy Lance, again, that's only if they're in there and attacking, which is typically a bad thing. You don't want your clerics moving up and attacking. You want them standing in the back and healing. That was a case where there were so many melee units that defend was not going to save us. All right, where... There they are. I was going to say, where are the necrolytes that are doing this? There we go. They're still doing it. This is definitely their base. Okay, we did complete this. Good, yeah, that Holy Lance. That's what the necrolytes got, too. They got some sort of auto-attack related ability. And it's like, again, if they have to be auto-attacking, it's not bad. If they have to be auto-attacking, it's not a bad thing. But we want them to just sit here on hold position and just heal yourselves. Again, I think it's just distinctly better than necrolytes. There was actually a point where I wasn't even making a temple because I didn't need necrolytes. It made more sense to just rush to catapults and make a bunch of spearmen. In this case, for the humans, I probably will rush to a church rather than making... I mean, crossbowmen plus the extra attack seems worthwhile. So now we have to decide how to manage our resources because, again, those early resources, managing them is one of the hardest parts of these missions. Like, looking back on the Sunnyglade mission for Orcs, the hardest part was honestly making sure that we could get units out fast enough to survive the crazy attacks that came when we hit our first daytime. And in this case, it's going to be nighttime once we get to missions 5 and 6, right? So can we get clerics out fast enough for that? I don't know. Or do we want to just focus on crossbowmen / archers with their upgrades? It costs a lot of gold, and it costs primarily a lot of lumber. So how much are we willing to put? How many peasants are we willing to put on lumber early? Sacrifice a little bit of gold income to make sure we can build the buildings we need, specifically the church. That's 500 extra lumber. That is significant. There we go. All right, and there wasn't anything spread out among the map, which is good. All right, that went a lot better than the mission 3 of the Orcs, that's for sure. Though I think the optional objective for the Orcs, which is get kills with skeletons, was a lot more challenging and time-consuming to do. Granted, I also had no idea what the fuck I was doing with those necrolytes. Now I have a general idea how to use the casters, so that will be helpful moving forward. So if we are mirroring the Orc campaign, the next mission should be a micro map, though I can't be sure. I'll see you next time. Bye now.